Yo, welcome back everybody. Today we have gameplay from Sire Denathrius showing off a fun little Hyrule where we get a Snicker-Snack quest that's completable on turn 2. So we get to play the entire game with that quest completed. Extra battle cries at the end of every turn, over and over and over and over again, even if it isn't super impactful, adds up to a ton of value. And when you have a ton of value, you can level aggressively. And when you level aggressively, it opens up the world of resources. It's kind of like one of those snowball effect kind of games where you get early value that turns into more value that turns into more. All right, enjoy. Meta was the most fun meta for you guys. We've had quite a few of them at this point. I'm just curious what people thought. Diablo, go. Someone ban that guy. Get the fuck out of here. Snicker-Snack. Pirates, elementals, dragons, demons. I can do that. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but it sounds fun. Diablo, thanks guys. Thank you. Diablo was the best meta. I don't know why I bother talking to you guys anymore. Most recently, Buddies, the most recent Buddies. I thought the most recent Buddies was way better than the first Buddies. So I'm on board with that one. Quests, Buddies, Dark Moon prizes. We've had like, new tribe events effectively. Diablo, yes, true, Diablo. Madge. Diablo. Jesus. People out here advocating for Diablo meta. What if it was Diablo Buddy meta? So right now, Diablo's buddy would be friend of a friend if you ever generated it. You know, just for good measure, in case you play an ETC and you steal test buddy and there's a Diablo in your game. You know, methods of generating buddies for heroes that don't have buddies are always friend of a friend. That's the rule behind the scenes at the moment. How often do you see that little Easter egg? Not often. That's the way it works. I did like Dark Moon prizes even if they weren't the most balanced. Me too. I thought it was a good first attempt for an event. I think that buddies and quests were better as a whole. That they've improved over time. But I thought Dark Moon prizes were very fun compared to not having anything before it. Snicker-Snacks. Picky Eater. Stuart. I think we'll take that. Stuart. Fun fact, Bofur loved the first buddy meta till the very end. True, actually. I thought that the first buddy meta, with how new it was and fresh it was, it took a good 2 months or so before it got stale. Now it lasted 4 months, so like, there was a lot of time there that I didn't love it. But really it's the level of optimization in the game. The more optimized the meta gets, the less interesting it gets because it just takes away the ability to do different things. Because once people get more optimized, they take away turns that you would have by playing suboptimally. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I lied. It wasn't a very good 3-star board. Buddies were imbalanced. Yeah, sure. But like, the better distributions of hero averages. So the perception may be that they're imbalanced, but their averages were closer than most other metas. So what does that really say? That they're not imbalanced? Probably. Actually not that bad at all. Mutinous was in both buddy metas? Yeah, but Mutinous got nerfed, right? Even Mutinous at its peak was one outlier. By the end of the meta, we had a much more balanced meta than we typically have. All right, game. I see you. I will take this Terracotta. I will roll the board. I will be disappointed by this stuff. I will get the Amber Guardian. I will be less disappointed by this stuff. I will roll the board again. I will see another Terracotta. I will not be nearly as disappointed with this stuff. And we will proceed to have Terracottas on the board with Divine Shields. Rapid fire this shit. And no more disappointment. Don't eat it. I know, if he eats it, he eats it. Don't you do it. Nice. Way to not eat it, picky eater. It's not that, I'm claiming to be right or wrong or anything. That I just don't agree with the the balance was that off. Statistically, the average for different heroes was not that big of a difference. But that's only a portion of the game. And at different MMR levels, it's very different in terms of behavior of heroes too. So like balancing high MMR and lower MMR ranges at the same time is a very difficult task. Good. Good, Amber Guardian Terracosa board. Just go find some promo Drake so we can play some dragons. Good. Consume. Hey, his board's pretty good too. On the other hand, it is a cookie on turn 6. We should be pretty damn happy if we are competitive with a cookie on turn 6. Low rolled the fight a little bit. Cookie's like the strongest turn 6 board in the game. That's the Discover a 4-star turn. These aren't promo Drake. Meh. Meh. What? Okay, this game's dumb. Now I'm just sad. What are these cards? Bro. Well, certainly not thrilled with the value that we received on this board. Hey, look, a promo Drake. All right, hear me out. I probably should have considered that I could play 3 down and play promo Drake here. I changed my mind. This should have 3 attack. That's definitely worth doing at this stage of the game. Right in time for feasting? Yeah, I'm not even going to take the risk. Julie, can you, or Julie, Bofur, can you end the stream, please? I need to go to sleep. Yes, I'll just turn it off mid-game. Gotta do right by the viewers. Chat, it's bedtime. Bedge in chat real quick. Gotta like turn the volume down. We'll turn the music off. Everybody's gonna fall asleep. It's bedtime in chat. It's the end of the night. But you can't stay here, guys. You gotta go somewhere. Take a nice little nap. We're apparently role-playing ASMR streaming at the moment. I'm not sure why. I started whispering. Sleeping viewer is a loyal viewer. You're not wrong on that one. That's it, guys. That's it. That's the demographic that we've been missing. I should make merch that has that slogan on it. That's it. That's next level. Oh, how on earth does the Diablo hero work? Very poorly. The way the Diablo hero works is that everybody in the lobby gets mildly agitated by Diablo existing. And then the next game, it goes from mild to medium, and then to somewhat spicy. And then the game after game, you get a little bit more irritated until you shut off Battlegrounds. You check your clock, you go, well, it's only 2 hours into the Diablo patch and it's out for 3 days. Guess I'll go install a different video game. Man, I really don't like selling the synthesizer next turn. That's a lot of attack to the board. Look at that board. It's huge. I'm the best. That's right. Collectively, chat the best. We the best entertainment. My goal is to 50 by Bedge Sunday night. Ah, that's the goal. I know what you're talking about. I do. I'm with you. So like, there's no way in hell I sell this minion. I either freeze and burn 2 gold, or I sell a promo Drake before I do it. Probably should swap those two too, but thinking that one through. When we triple here, we have an open board space too. We want a second synthesizer, we want Calicos, we want whatever it might be. The cleave! It was a huge cleave! But yeah, we got Diablo coming here in a second. A lot of people hype about that in chat. I've seen you guys with your Diablo hype. I think it's gonna be fun. You have Quest? Yeah. It's Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. No, Bofur? No, it's actually 48 hours from now. It's coming sooner than you thought. Yeah, it also depends on the pre-order status and all that kind of stuff too, I suppose. Those weren't the cards we wanted. Trigger me, daddy. So I'm assuming we just level. Leave Uther on board? Yeah. Yeah, it's the play. So we either keep this on the board to have the extra 3/3 buff, or we keep the Smuggler on the board because the stats that we gain from the synthesizer and the promos, we keep the permanent health. Kind of like playing around Ghoul, which does help there. So I think we're just going to roll. Combination of whether having a higher chance of finding the promos in Terracosa. On top of that, the upside of having 7 minions on the board for the 7/7 buff here is still perfectly fine. Then why is everyone saying June 1st? Fuck if I know. Smuggler for a turn seems wise. I mean, we would never use Smuggler because we're not going to use the gold again next turn. So 2 double end of turn effects or 2 end of turn effects with this thing and the promo drakes give us way more stats by either having the Smuggler on the board or having a 7th dragon on the board. Leveling and then just doing nothing with the Gambler for a turn doesn't make much sense. Just because you can be gold efficient doesn't mean it's impactful. June 1st, 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, which would be Thursday. There you go. All Europeans. We want Murrow. Yeah, Murrow's a good card. But we need Nadina. That's the card that wins the game. Nah. Which means we level. Nadina's the hit at this point. Man, Terracosa is such a strong card. Like, we just get ahead and we just smack people with very little risk. Well, that wasn't the hit he was looking for. Okay, well. Rip Hook Tusk. Look how fast this fucking game is. Turn 11 combat. Top 2 persons at 3 health. And that'll just about do, I suppose. Find Nadina. Don't find Nadina. Shrug a couple times, I suppose. Okay. This one was roadmap how to play Terracosa promo. You dump the stats on the board. You shrug at all of the late game scaling and you just press the attack. Just press people here. Your scaling is better than practically anything in the middle of the game. When we had the Amber Guardians plus the Terracosas, we just fully steered into it. Turn 12 rolls around and there's 1 person alive at 3 health. Yeah, sure, it should probably be 3 people right here. And then we'd have a coin flip on whether or not we get a ghost. But most of the time being at 24, we get a 2nd or a 1st in this game, like 80+% of the time. It's fun to not play the game and win sometimes. I mean, this one doesn't feel that different than the other games that we played today. We've had a lot of games that we played today that were super autoplay. This one just gave us more resources. Okay, so he's a 766 health minion on the board. We can't really compete with that. We're going to need to hide Manted and Leroy's and shit. And then get a scam win. Very beatable board. Just not beatable to our current position. I see you. Too bad we taunted the Manted. Monka, No. No. Amusingly not very good. Doesn't solve the core problem. Suboptimal, if you will. Pretty much have to play 2 more turns, right? And we can't really get there this turn. Not without some fancy maneuvering over here. Ooh, we got the Reborn too? Heck, wait. It's gonna hide. That's not it. Close though. Okay. We can definitely do this. Maybe he sells the Battlemaster? Yeah. That's the dream. Just to get him to sell the Battlemaster. Nah, it's not Nadina. Untaunting things is kind of cute. Sure. But like, I just want another Manted, man. I just want a Leroy or something. That's all I want. I'm not asking for much out here. Leroys and Manteds. Quest trigger? Yeah, it's a risk. Keeping it on the board. No doubt about it. He had the ghoul this time. That's a problem. On the other hand, not my problem. Good enough. It was actually great. Yeah, it worked out nicely for us. Yeah, there's one minion on the board that's really bad if we hit with the Uther. So maybe we should try to pull it off the board if we wanted to and keep the other small taunt on the board. That's probably a misstep in hindsight. The 3-2 on the board was reasonable. Play the small taunt, allow this thing to not get chipped. We're really just increasing taunt count. Yeah, that was a mistake. I don't care if this or this or this or whatever get hit here. This thing's a positive, this is positive. But if it hits this, we lose. The quest trigger can set his Battlemaster to 15-15. The quest trigger is at the end of your turn, and their board is not up. If it was the beginning of turn or beginning of combat to trigger it, then you'd be right. We got lucky. Did we get a little lucky? Yeah, we got unlucky in the previous combat. We got lucky there. All right, all right.